High up in the Andes Mountains, piercing through the mist, sits a city that looks like a glitch in reality. It is perched on a sheer ridge, seemingly suspended in the clouds, making it easy to see why so many people assume it was placed there by magic. But no flying saucers dropped these stones from the sky. This was the work of the Inca Empire, specifically Emperor Pachacuti, who ordered its construction around the year 1450. And they did not rely on traditional forced slavery to pull it off. Instead, the Inca used a system called mita, a mandatory labor tax. Citizens from across the empire were brought in to work on state projects, meaning the builders of this mountain retreat were highly skilled engineers, stonemasons, and artisans. There is no supernatural mystery here. We are looking at the result of a highly organized state, capable of mobilizing its sharpest minds to build where no one else would even dare. And building up here was incredibly dangerous. This ridge sits directly on top of a highly active fault line. To make matters worse, it is relentlessly battered by torrential Andean downpours. Let's look at a simulation of those conditions. That amount of heavy rain, combined with a steep, earthquake-prone slope, creates massive landslides. Under the basic laws of physics, this environment should wipe a stone settlement right off the map. The fact that this citadel is still standing over 5 centuries later means its creators possessed a mastery of environmental engineering that rivals modern science. This diagram reveals their secret. What you see is less than half the city. 60% is buried underground, packed with layered rock and gravel. When heavy rains hit, this acts as a massive drainage system, safely filtering water away. Even these iconic, cascading green steps serve a hidden purpose. While they did provide space to grow crops, agriculture was only a secondary benefit. These steps are actually gigantic retaining walls. The flat surfaces catch excess rainwater, and the sturdy stone facing holds saturated earth in place, neutralizing the threat of catastrophic landslides. The true architectural genius of this site lies completely out of sight. The invisible, life-saving infrastructure beneath the grass is what keeps the mountain from swallowing it whole. Above ground, they had a solution for the earthquakes. This close-up shows a technique known as ashlar masonry. The Incas cut these massive granite blocks so perfectly that they fit together like a puzzle without a single drop of mortar. You cannot even slide a piece of paper between the joints. Here's an animation of why they left out mortar. When earthquakes strike, rigid walls crack. But because these stones are loose, they literally dance. They shake violently, shift to absorb seismic energy, and then slot back into their original positions. For years, researchers assumed the place this heavily fortified had to be a secret military base. But the reality is far more luxurious. Modern archaeology shows this was actually a sprawling summer estate for Emperor Pachacuti and his royal court, a place to escape the cold winters of the capital in Cusco. And since religion and astronomy were deeply intertwined with the Inca state, the retreat doubled as an observatory. This structure is the Intihuatana, or the hitching post of the sun. It aligns flawlessly with the sun during solstices, acting as a highly precise astronomical calendar. It was an ancient, mountainous Camp David, a private sanctuary where the empire's absolute elite could relax, hunt, and practice advanced astronomical science. Yet, despite being armored against the worst forces of nature, this mountaintop paradise only lasted for about 80 to 100 years. By the mid-1500s, Spanish conquistadors had landed in South America. As they dismantled the Inca Empire piece by piece, the vast economic and supply networks that kept this isolated retreat functioning quickly collapsed. But an even deadlier threat arrived first. Look at this map of the empire's territory. Even before the Spanish physically reached the heartland, the foreign diseases they brought, like smallpox, swept across the continent. A devastating epidemic likely decimated the royal court, forcing whoever was left to abandon the city. It is a dark irony. A stone citadel engineered to withstand the most violent geological forces on Earth was brought to its knees by an invisible, microscopic pathogen. There is, however, a silver lining to its sudden abandonment. Because it was so remote and entirely deserted, the Spanish invaders never actually found it. It escaped the looting and destruction that erased so many other Inca settlements. Instead, the deep jungle canopy simply grew over it, swallowing the terraces and hiding the stones. The city slept peacefully until 1911, when an American explorer named Hiram Bingham was led up the mountain by local farmers, finally bringing the lost estate to the world's attention. Today, Machu Picchu stands as a testament to sheer ingenuity. It shows us exactly what human beings are capable of when they learn to weave their survival directly into the fabric of the mountain. If you want to uncover more forgotten historical truths, hit the subscribe button to join us here at Ancient World Unveiled.